Okay, so we are going to review topic 4-1 for math, multiplying whole numbers and decimals by the powers of 10 in both decimal form or exponential form. So let's get started. We know that when we multiply by a decimal, is our number going to get bigger or smaller? You got it right. It is smaller. Okay? But if we multiply our whole number or decimal by a power of 10 with an exponent, is our number going to get bigger or smaller? You guys are so smart. You're right. It's going to get bigger. Now, when we're multiplying by a decimal, then we know that we have to move either to the decimal point either to the right or the left. So first, let's think about it. Where am I going to move my decimal point if I'm multiplying by 1/10? You got it. To the left, to the left, to the left. So I need to start here and move my decimal point by hopping it over. In this case, I would hop it over one time and put my decimal point here and then realize I'm not touching this one anymore. Okay? So let's try that with a few practice problems. If we have 39 2/10 multiplied by 1/10, well, we're just essentially replicating what we did above. We only need to hop one time because we only have 1/10 here. So 1/10, we are going to circle and we're going to hop one time and draw in my decimal. And now I'm going to write my new answer, which is 3 and 92 hundredths. Looking good so far. So now let's look at our second problem. We have 39 2/10 multiplied by 1/100th. So I see that I have both a 0 and a 1 here. That means I'm going to need how many hops? You got it, 2 hops. So I'm circling the decimal point, which is my starting point, and I'm hopping 1, 2 times. And I'm just going to draw my decimal point in so I remember that's the decimal point I'm working with. And now I'm not looking at this one anymore. And we'll do that for this one too. So now I'm going to rewrite my number. Got my decimal point, 392 thousandths. Does that look okay? You're right. I forgot one important thing. I need to annex my 0. Okay. We're almost done with decimals. Here we go. Now we have to do 39 2/10 times 1,000. So I have 1, 2, 3 decimal points here. Or 2 zeros and 1,000th, and that means I'm going to have to hop how many times? You got it, 3. So I'm circling my starting point. 1, 2, 3. Now my decimal point is here. Can I leave this blank? No, you're right, I can't. I need to annex a 0 to show that place has a number in it and that there is a value there of 0. Not 1, not 2, not 3/10, but I need the 0 to hold my place. Now I'm going to write my answer. 0 and 392 thousandths? No, 392 10,000ths, but we're not worrying about that for right now. I also forgot to make sure that I'd crossed out my decimal point here, which I want to make sure I do, otherwise I might get confused about where my decimal point goes, or possibly even right to. So now we're going to look at multiplying by the base power of 10 with an exponent. So we move to the left on the left side. So on the right side, we're going to move to the right. So here I'm looking at my exponent and saying, how many times can I hop to the right? Well, my exponent's 1, so you got it. I'm going to hop 1 time. And now my decimal point will be here, and I'm crossing this one out so I don't forget. And my number will be 10 times greater than the previous number. So let's look at number 1. We're sticking with 39 and 2/10 times 10 to the first. So before I do anything, I'm looking at my important numbers. My exponent is 1. I need to hop once. I'm circling at my decimal point, and I'm hopping 1 time, drawing my new decimal point, and crossing out the one I don't need anymore. And now I'm going to rewrite my answer. 392. Okay? And now I just need to do the exact same thing for the last two problems. So while this number was 10 times greater, now I'm looking at a number that's 100 times greater than the previous number. And I know that I need to hop 2 times because my exponent is 2. So I'm circling and I'm going not 1, but 2 hops. And I'm knowing my decimal points here. So there's no number there. There's just my multiplication symbol. Whoops. What do I need to do? I need to annex a 0 again to hold that value so that this number can become 3,920. And remember, my number is now 100 times greater. So if this number is 100 times greater and this number is 10 times greater, think about how much greater this number is going to be. You guessed it, 1,000 times greater. So now I circled my exponent, and I know that means I need to hop not 1, not 2, but 3 times. So I'm always starting at the same starting point, my decimal point. And now I'm hopping. 1, 2, 3 times. Here's my decimal point, and it's okay if I'm drawing over the numbers, but I'm missing 2 numbers here. I need to annex my zeros to hold the place value. And I'm remembering I'm not using this decimal point anymore. I need to remember to use this decimal place. So I need to rewrite my number so I remember where I was. So 392, and I needed to annex 1 to 0 points because my decimal point's all the way over there now. And now I just need to make sure that I put my comma in the right place. And I have 39,200. And that is what we will continue practicing today. Have fun!